Okay, I'm back. We're live. Yes. Okay. Hi. It's been a minute. A lot of traveling in August. We knew that was gonna. Whoa. Clean my brushes before I left and didn't pick up my towel. Ooh, okay. We are gonna see what's in my bag. So we're gonna wait a minute to see if some people pop on. We're gonna do a little makeup, talk about what I took, what I forgot. You know, it was a rough trip, man. I went just me and my girls at the beginning, and then my husband met up with us later in the week. It's a different kind of trip that way. And I'm in full mom mode now because when mom leaves, my husband turned into like, there were dishes everywhere, food on the stove, shells in the, oh my gosh. So I got some stuff to do. Stuff needs to be done. So we're gonna do our makeup. Good morning, Nikki from Wisconsin. So when you get here, say hey, where are you from? We're gonna do some makeup. I'm gonna try to be moderately quick today. I need to get some new eyeshadow primer. My favorite eyeshadow primer. I am due for a refill. And yeah, but today, I'm gonna bring this up a couple of times throughout the live. I'm gonna try to not have this be one of my big old long stinking makeup days because I got a lot of laundry to do. I got a week's worth of vacation laundry, and then I have what was left before vacation. So I got some vacation, and it's really not that much, but I do take what's typically in my bag. I take a clip. This is one of Saint's clips, and it's pretty dang handy. Just pull your hair back. Good morning, Pam. Hello, hello. Oh, I'm happy to see some of my people here. Yay, I like that. All right, I always take my BK Beauty brush. We know that. That's my favorite prep brush for my eyes, where we always start. I did a fun eye look yesterday. It was a new way of doing a wing. It's great with how, good morning, and it was great with what's going on today with Saint, which is Brush Blitz. They did it last year, and it's great because you buy one brush, you get the second one 50% off. And it's essentially getting 4 brushes because our brushes are double-ended. Good morning, Brandy. How are you? I took a hazel. I really didn't need to dip into it. I got to mango on my trip, but I was extra careful on tanning because I'm in a wedding in a couple of weeks, so it's a one shoulder dress, so I really was trying to not be too tanning up here. So my legs are nice and tan, so that's nice. And my arms, but I was trying to not have, I got some work to do because I got some swimsuit marks. Okay, so what I take with me, I always take my Super Goop resetting powder because I'm greasy, but you should reapply, all right? Ooh, from Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Okay, but for my palette, I always take a triple decker. I love the maple palette. I wish they'd bring this bad boy back. I forgot my Demi. I had it right here to take with me. I forgot it. I also forgot mascara. So for a couple of days, I was without mascara, but that's okay because I was outside, so I just wore sunglasses, so who cares? But I do wear makeup at the pool. But in my palette, I always take, it's basically the same thing you see all the time with me. I've got all my correctors that I always use. I have my 3 shades. I have Sandy, Hazel, and then I have Sunlit here. And I'm able to use these to kind of work with my shades. And if I ever got above Mango, I took Hazel with me. If I ever bumped above Hazel, which that would be wild, I could bump into my bronzer to just jazz it up a little bit. I took Cedar. I took Xanadu. As you can see, I really went into Xanadu. I used Xanadu as my bronzer and my contour, and it worked great, but I did use Cedar for my nose. And then my balm, of course. And then here was all my lip and cheeks that I needed. I wish I had taken Fig. That was the only thing I wish I had in my palette. I wish I had grabbed Fig. I love that color. It's so good. And then all my eyeshadows were right here. I really only used Lullaby and Crush every day, even for events, until the last day when there's these group of girls that I just, my teens, and I love chatting with them. They always like give me all the cool things, tell me all the cool things, and I love talking to them. And they give me new ideas, And actually, when I forgot my mascara, I remembered my last summer conversation with them, and that's what made me buy the mascara that I bought. Didn't 100% work for me, but I'm also not 16, 17 with their fabulous eyelashes. Anyways, I did an eye look that I thought was actually pretty good, and I used these colors for it. Okay, so that's what I took in my palette, was just all of my staples. Okay, now I took Blue Marble. This is awesome. Okay, I kept it in my bag with my daughter because she needs lotion, SPF. Both of my girls would use the Super Goop watery lotion on their face, so I used that. And then I got, you caught my live. Yes, you did. And Blue Marble is by far my favorite, whether you're in the sun or not, setting spray. It's film forming, so my makeup looked really great even. I went white water rafting in makeup. It didn't move. Now, I thought I was gonna die. I mean, it was like a minute in death mode, but I mean, it wasn't death mode. I mean, they let kids go on it, but I felt like I was gonna die. And it did the job. Okay, so Blue Marble, get it, love it, whatever, get it, just get it. It's so good. All right, you won't regret it. I used this one night. I used this yesterday for this look. It was a little too glossy for the look I was going for, but this is if you miss the 90s looks, and that is coming back. This is by Beauty Society. This is the lip oil. This is in the color Retro. Apparently the 90s are retro. That breaks my heart a little bit, but it is. And my everyday lip color that I got asked all the time, it's a Kulfi lip oil stain. And it starts off glossy. It has a little bit of goldy shimmer, but then as your night wears down, as you're sipping on a beverage or whatever, talking a lot, because I talk a lot, this keeps your lips tinted and looking nice, and it's the color Rose. It is so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. All right. Philip. Thank you. Thank you, Philip. To the Phillips, I appreciate the comment. I know I don't need makeup, but I like makeup. And that's for all women. None of us think we need makeup. Women like makeup. We also like high heels. We don't need high heels. We don't need chocolate. We don't need ice cream, but we still get it. But we like makeup and it makes us feel good. So we're gonna do it. We also don't need highlights in our hair, flat irons, but we like it. And that's why we do it. And so telling us we don't need it, it's a nice comment, but we like it. All right. It's an appreciated comment. And I think people give it not knowing that it can be hurtful when somebody puts the effort into themselves and somebody says, well, you didn't need it. It makes us feel like I enjoyed this process. Women enjoy when gentlemen, if there's a gentleman sitting on this, gentlemen, listen, when you're in the grocery store looking at women wearing makeup, just know we did not go to the supermarket in our makeup for you because we want a woman to compliment us, not you. When a woman says, I love your shirt, when a woman says, oh, what's that lip color? That is what it is for us. That is what it is for us. But nothing feels better than a compliment from another woman. Nothing. Like, tell me my butt looks nice. Women. Women tell me. If I'm wearing a shirt that makes my knockers not look like they're overwhelming and they look nice, tell me. Because they do. Okay? But we wear makeup for other women. We wear makeup for ourselves. Plain and simple. That's it. We wear it for ourselves. But we also, makeup should be fun. Makeup is a ritual for us. Makeup is our me time. We are moms. We are doing everything. When I packed me. I packed my kids. I packed the car. I packed the food. I make sure everybody has what they need. And you know what we forget? Our snacks. We forget our mascara. We forget us. But we do pack some of our makeup. Like, what is the one makeup thing you need? Like, we will remember some makeup. Like, there's something in our purse. There's something in the car. There is something somewhere. Like, we Forget us. Makeup is for us. We are not thinking of you. Just want to like hone in. There's always one. We all know that. There's always one here on Mondays. Yes, I am making all this up. Sure, Philip. Sure, Philip. Poor Philip. Everybody, let's give Philip a moment of silence because he thinks that when he walks out of his house that every woman is out there for him. Philip, you are on the wrong live. You were in the wrong place and you were wrong. Poor Philip. Moment of silence for Philip. It's over. Okay, so let's get into this. Milk Hydro Grip to help it stay. Always do that over my stuff. And then I always had this. I keep this in my pool bag. This was a really good one. This was really hydrated for my daughter, for my kids. But I also had the Super Goop one because it was hot. And so I did keep both. It really just depended. I was somewhere where it was kind of cloudy, so it just depended on kind of the weather. If it was really hot, it was Super Goop. If it was kind of cloudy, it wasn't. Okay. So I did have that. I'm going to keep that in the bag. Just stays in there. All right, let's see. I took stain. I actually didn't use my lip stains. I stuck with the Kulfi. It worked out better. I kind of liked it better. Okay, the mascaras I picked. I picked these because the teens told me it was cool last summer, and I went for it, and I didn't hate it. But I'm also of an age. I am not 16, and so my lashes aren't full. As you get older, you do things like lash extensions, lash glue, just stuff. And so they get a little thinner with age, and then you do some stuff to it. So I got the L'Oreal Voluminous Base, and then I got the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. And this worked really well. I'm actually going to try adding this to my Fan Fest. I really like the Fan Fest, but I'm only going to use this on the tips of my lashes, not at the base, because I really am trying to add more length with this, and then I use that for volume. This didn't really chunk up on my base because I really like to add volume. So that's what I'm going to leave this in my little zipper pocket in case I ever forget my mascara again, because we don't want that. Okay. I look like Felix from the Stray Cats. Thank you. Is that because I have super cute cat eyes? Let's put him in the weeds where they belong. Okay, so people don't hurt my feelings anymore. I took Beauty Society Solar Smooth After Sun in case I got a sunburn this year. I was lucky I did not. Keeping that in there just in case. There's some things I like to keep in a bag because this is a vacation bag for me. This is my favorite makeup bag. I loved this bag. So if you got it as part of the last chance sale, good for you because it's gone. It's gone. This was the bag. But there's lots of good makeup bags out there. So to say that you missed out, you didn't. Beauty Society tweezers. These things get down into those little tiny hairs. Oh, those are good. So if you, Beauty Society. Okay, let's dig into the brushes that I took. And this is good because you're going to see the brushes I didn't use based off of use. I took a 3D brush. I didn't use it. It's not one of my favorites. I don't recommend it a lot. A lot of people love it, so I took it. I didn't use it because I have my ride or dies, and I used my ride or dies. The ones I tell you guys about all the time, I used the whole time. So blush and bronzer. Used this one every single day to apply all of my makeup, and then this is just great for marrying. This is a really great brush for your highlights, putting on your face. But to start, I used the blend brush. This was my corrector brush. We already know that. And then this brush was great for my under eyes. So I would do my under eyes, and then this was just really great for picking up any excess and blending into my blush. So correcting, put it on with my base. And then I would also contour with this brush because I was brontouring. And then I would go into my detail brush for my nose. And I got into it with my nose. And I would use cedar with this one. All right. Going into the under eyes, I did that. And then for setting my face, the Shake Brush. So today is the BOGO, buy one, get one, 50% off. I don't like when they say BOGO because I feel like it's a buy one, get one, but it is a buy one, get one, 50% off. Don't think you're gonna get a free brush. You're getting half of a brush free. So, good morning, Alice. How are you? But today is their BOGO sale. It goes on till the 8th. So if you want any of these brushes, you can buy these two brushes. You'll get this one full price, this one 50% off. All right, you can get these two dynamic duos. These are my favorite. But you can get this brush in a collection with Xanadu. So if you've already got the blend brush, if anybody's been color matched by me, you likely have the blend brush. I recommend getting this in silver. It is still available. If you are on my customer list, you probably got my email and I linked the silver one. You can get this one and then get this one 50% off. But I say, go get the collection. If you don't have Xanadu and you don't have this brush, go get it. But these 4 brushes, buy one, get one 50% off. You can get multiples, okay? Getting into the eyes, my top pick brushes for eyes. This is a great everyday eyeshadow brush getting you through. This is the eyeshadow brush. So it has this nice fluffy end and then it has this nice domey end. Perfect everyday eyeshadow brush if you're just looking for a good eyeshadow brush, okay? Then you've got the smudge brush. And this is a more dense brush. This is really great for mature eyes, packing in color. It's a really great brush. Hello, Adam. Hi. All right, and so it's got a nice round end and then it has a more flat end, but it is a bigger brush. So if you have smaller eyes, this is your brush, okay? This was one of my favorites for a really long time. I did obviously use it this weekend. Both of them were used. All these brushes that I'm showing you, I consistently used all weekend. All right, the etch brush. I love this brush. This is great for if you like a nice, soft, smudgy, smoky eye. Great for putting on some eyeliner and smoking it out. Used it a lot. This is for stamping on a cat eye, which I did do yesterday, and it was really, really fun. All right, so the etch brush and then the new endpoint brush. One end for your eyeliner, one end for your lips. Perfect, round, pointy brush, gets really defined. Perfect for those cat eyes. These are my favorite eyeshadow brushes, and then I really love the line brush. Combing out your brows, then it has the perfect tiny little angle brush for your brows. I really like these brushes. They're good. If you get into like the little pinpoint things, get this one. Oh, what's it called? Alice, help me out. What's this one called? Alice knows. Oh boy. All right, here we go. We got more weeds, guys. There we go. Okay. Uh-oh. We've lost the eyeliner that I always use. I got asked this the other day on what eyeliner I use. This is Stila Stay All Day. It is linked. Everything is linked in my link tree. Go use it. But this is Stila Stay All Day. Do not get the magic wand. I did link the one that you should get. Okay, so we're going to dig in. We're going to do our makeup now. Spot brush. Thank you, Alice. Okay, digging into the makeup. Let me take a sip of coffee. I did not have enough water last week. And I have all my deck furniture or pillows in here, so we're going to just... I'm in mom mode. I got my mom hair, my mom uniform on, and we're going to go into this. So, eye primer I use Shadow Sense by Singens. Yeah, there's a link. I need to get some. You think it is a spot brush. Okay, we're gonna grab this and we're just, I'm low. So I start really low on the eye. This is just to cancel out discoloration. And also it will stay all day without creasing. BK Beauty 403. And this is just gonna press this out. I don't use any other brush for prepping. I don't wanna mix it with shimmers. I don't wanna mix it with colors. I want to have this be just for prep. There are certain brushes that I just want for certain things, but these two things are together forever and ever. Okay, perfect marriage. And so we just press this out and this gives it a perfect starting point. And you want to go rather quickly because once this gets into its place, it don't move. It does not move. And then it becomes a little tricky to move. But this cancels everything out. Okay, so there we go. And if we get into some weeds, we'll have the regulars pop in and it usually pushes them all out and it works out just great. I'm gonna put some under eye cream on because I forgot. Upgrade this stuff. If you maybe had a few too many Tito's lemonades, you wanna get this stuff. This has a nice cold doe foot and a nice creamy under eye, and this, you just massage out the inflammation. Oh. So we're just gonna press that out. This is nice. It just gives you really good hydration. It's caffeinated. I love this thing and it's linked. This is your under eye savior if you are, especially if you are of an age like me. if you are of an age like me. And I'm gonna keep a really simple eye look today, but I thought I'd have fun with a wing that's a little different than I do every single week. And I love this thing. Oh my gosh, it feels so nice. I've decided that next year, what I'm gonna add to my packing list, I always come home and I just got my planner. Thank you so much. You're a nice comment and I appreciate it because I've had 2 dirties. All right, 2 dirty dogs saying mean, nasty things. So I always like a nice one. Okay, so an ice roller. Have you seen those big fat ice rollers? I think that's getting added to the list. I always come home from my fresh off the trip and I go get my day planner for next year. I always order it mid-year so I have it ready because I always know we're gonna go on a trip and I always make next year's grocery list of things I wish I had because I'll forget in a year. You always do. And I'm a planner though. Like I'm the planner in the family. Everybody makes fun of me in the family, but then everybody appreciates when, I don't know, there's nectarines on the table, cherries in the fridge, or an ice roller in the freezer. I'm adding an ice roller in the freezer. I'm pretty sure my husband will live with that thing all weekend. But I always come home and I make a list of all the things. Like we just didn't have enough snacks in the house this year. Enough adult snacks, I guess I should say. And so I need to add, so list off your favorite vacation snack. When you go somewhere and you feel like you need a snack, what's a favorite snack to have on hand? I'd love to hear some ideas. It's always my favorite thing. Okay, going into the eyes, we're gonna just stick with my vacation palette because it is what I used. And I am gonna go into my eyeshadow brush, which is right here. I'm just gonna keep them all right here. And I'm just gonna go into, actually I'm gonna use my finger and I'm gonna go into, oh, biscuits. All right, this is Paris. I need to redo my palette because there are colors that are no longer available because of the last chance sale. But I'm gonna go into Paris with my finger and we're gonna zoom in. Trader Joe's protein bars. Thank you, Alice. That's nice. My husband's on a no seed oil, so I have to go and check ingredients. But we're gonna zoom in a bit and I'm gonna press this in. This is gonna give a good base, but also a nice bright pink to shine through because this is going to show, all right? And it's gonna brighten the eye just a bit. This is gonna keep it looking nice and open. And I'm keeping this on the lid, but using your finger really packs it on a lot better than a brush. And I just like doing this, but it also will keep things from creasing and powders blend best on top of powders. Okay, the next color I am gonna go into, what did I use? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember everything that I did yesterday. It was a very light, subtle color. Was it Lullaby? I think it was. All right, we're gonna go into the fluffy end of the eyeshadow brush. We're gonna go into Lullaby, which is just this really light mauve color here. We're gonna go into Lullaby and I'm just gonna sweep this up here. Really light. This is a super light eyeshadow color. This could be a go to work. I don't know. It really just depends on who you are. All right. And you just want this little bit of definition. I don't necessarily have hooded eyes, but I do have a heavy drooping over here. So I just like to add a little touch of shade up onto this brow bone and then out just to give a little lift to my eye. It makes me feel young. Okay. And you just do what you want to do. Because again, this is our you time. This is our mom time. That when we walk out of wherever we're doing our makeup, we feel good. So that when we're in the grocery section, another lady says, I like your eyeshadow. And you say, thank you. Okay, because you know somebody did a lot of work on that. All right, I'm gonna go into my smudge brush. This was a brush I really, really liked using. And I'm gonna go into the color, I think it's pomegranate. I think it's still available. Oh no, this is crimson. This one I do believe is available. Again, if these are unavailable, I will redo this look. I am having a really hard time with my videos on YouTube. Somebody told me I need to do them in 2x because they're all blown out. So every video I have to either redo, and I'm mad about it, because they're all blown out, all definition is gone, there's no filter on them, I don't use filters. I want you to see my 44-year-old skin. So I'm a little ticked off. Okay, So I'm gonna go into Crimson. It's a darker orangey tone, and I'm gonna go right down here, okay, at the outside of my lash line, and I'm gonna come out and up like that. And it's gonna be just a little outer V, but it is gonna come up a little bit just so I can see it when I rest my eyes, okay? An outer V, and this is almost gonna be a bit of a transition shade. And then just use your finger to buff it up and around. Oop, wrong end. And we're just gonna buff this around just like that. You don't have to be good at eyeshadow. I didn't go to school for this. I just play with makeup. And that's all you need to do. Just play with makeup. You're allowed to play with makeup at any age. Just because you're whatever age you are doesn't mean you don't get to play anymore. You can play with makeup however you want. Okay, grabbing some more crimson. We're just gonna come over here. This is the only eye I can wink, which is why it just looked like I was gouging my eyes because I can't wink it. It just looks weird when I do it. And doing your eyes first is good because you get it everywhere. And then you can clean it up and it's no problem. Anyways, so we're just gonna push this around and then we're just gonna push this around. Okay, still got my vacation nails. Look how fun that is. I thought that was fun. Okay, I'm gonna grab some more Paris with my finger and I'm gonna repat it. I really wanna make sure this stays nice and bright. And I just noticed that doing this every once in a while just helped. Okay? Now, this is where things just changed a little bit. I am hot. It's that time of my life, though. And because I'm a mom, my coffee's cold. So, okay. I'm using Clinique. I don't love it. I still love my Revlon Color Stay. It smudges so much better, but this is what I have. And my other one's in my purse upstairs and I don't want to go get it. Okay, so I'm going to take a small palette. We're going to take this little pencil here and I'm just going to put this up onto my waterline. This is kind of a waterlining thing. You can push it if you can't waterline. You can push this a little bit onto the outer part of your lash line from the top. But I found I really liked this look. So we're just gonna waterline it onto the lashes about a little over halfway. I wouldn't even say 3/4. A little over halfway and you're pushing onto your lashes. More onto your lashes in your waterline. You want to really smoke it into those lashes, okay? Smoke it into those lashes, but just where your lashes are growing. Don't go outside. If your lashes don't grow to the corner, don't go to the corner. There's that. It's important you do that because this is really just for your lashes. Okay? And then I do go on top a little bit onto that top lashes, onto this outer area, not even a quarter, just a skosh. Then, this is just something I was playing with. I tried this once. We're gonna go into the etch brush. So this is where, if you have a good collection, there's like 1 or 2 brushes missing, this is where Brush Blitz comes in. All right, I'm gonna take the etch brush. It has this square end, then it has this buffy end, and I'm gonna go into Salem, okay? Salem, you can see where I've used it wet, and then you're gonna go into the drier area. You're just gonna buff that dense end, flick off the excess. This is why we do our eyeshadow first, because if it falls out, we're not screwing up our makeup. And you're just gonna buff into that lash line from the top and smudge that eyeshadow, and it's gonna work with or you're gonna smudge into that liner, and you're gonna move that liner back and forth and into that lash line, and you're gonna go over and into the lashes towards the middle. And then you're gonna work it out and up, and then use your fingernail to just pull it if you can. You don't have to, but you can, okay? I'm gonna switch. Do you see how it's pulling? And it's like a little cat eye. And don't worry about it being perfect. Everything, play with it. Play with it because my pulling shape is gonna be different than your pulling shape, okay? Makeup YouTuber, maybe you can help me, okay? Maybe you can help me. My videos are all blown out. My shorts aren't. Do you have this issue? Okay. I can't do any videos. It's been 2 weeks and I hate it. All right, grabbing a little bit more, just a little bit, to just pull this out and just keep on taking that fingernail and pulling, and then we're going out and up, and we're gonna wing it and up. Don't worry about extra smudging, but we're going out and up, out and up. And it's a curled wing. Is that not so cute? Don't worry about all this crap down here. Just worry about what the top looks like for right now. Okay, when you first started doing lives, it's because the algorithm can't push your live and the shorts at the same time. I want you to email me. Okay, so we're gonna keep on doing that. I'm gonna switch to the square end. Okay. They heard the watch hours. Email me, please. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna take the more square end. I'm gonna go into Salem. We're gonna switcheroo here, flick the excess off, and I'm gonna stamp this little curl and just deepen it a little bit. Just deepen it a little bit, and then use that nail to just curl it. Then you could do one of two things. I just think this is super cute. It could be as long as you want. This is your face to do what you want with it. What was little Buttface's name up here that thought we were doing our makeup for him? What was his name again? That thought we were liars? Oh, what was his name again? That poor fella. Oh, I can't even find him now. That poor guy. Oh, well. Philip. Poor Philip. So we are doing this for us. I want you to do whatever curly wing you want. Philip, who thought we were doing this for him. I want you to do whatever wing you want and pull it wherever you want, however you want, but play with it because this is how you want to feel confident, okay? Not for Philip in the produce section, okay? I mean, my goodness, he's like putting his apples out and thinking like, she did that for me? Oh, anyway, we're just gonna take an empty brush. This is my under eye corrector, so there's a little bit of stuff on here, so we're just gonna take it. You could also use a makeup removing wipe if you want, a Q-tip, I don't know, spit on it, dip it in the water, whatever you want. It's your face, it's your spit, it's okay. All right, so just whip it up and just clean things up a little bit and just work in an upward motion. And if it's too much, this is where you can clean it up, but also when we put our face on, it'll clean it up too. All right, I'm gonna take that same etch brush, I'm not gonna apply anything else, and we're just going to, I've got discoloration under my eyes. I use lash serum by Babe Lash. It's bomb.com, okay? And we're just going to, it's got discoloration, so I'm just gonna use what's left here, and I'm just gonna add a little salt and it's gonna get cleaned up a little salt and when I put my face on, all right? Now we're gonna go over to the other side. We're gonna try to do it again. Okay, so you're gonna take, I don't do both eyes at the same time because this will set and that doesn't do it, okay? So we're gonna waterline over only where your lashes grow, a little over halfway into the lashes. I have this thing that when you put on your mascara, I don't like when I can see skin in my mascara, so I always push into my lashes. So we're pushing into the lashes, which is pushing it on top onto the lid a bit, and then I will push on a little bit on top right here, and this is just giving my eyeshadow something to work with, something to stick to, and something to stay with. All right, grabbing that etch brush. Biscuits. Okay, we're gonna go in on that Denson, and we're gonna just put some on both sides. You don't need to really buff it, and it's black, okay? And then you just put it on one side, put it on the other side, flick it, and buff it, all right? And go. And you're just pushing it in towards the middle just so it's kind of straight, and then start pushing it out. And you want that little wing. They're sisters, not twins, and they're not cousins. And so you kind of want them the same, but they're not going to be exactly the same, especially since I can only wink one eye, so they always kind of go a little different. So I just buff it around, grabbing that finger and just whip it good. All right, and then you're just buffing and pulling and giving it that whip it. Play with your makeup. Makeup should be fun or we're doing it wrong. And when you walk, people know when you feel, the best thing you can wear, the best thing you could do, The best thing you can wear is your own confidence. The prettiest people out there are the confident ones. You can say what you want to say, but when somebody's carrying confidence, it's different. And that's it. Your confidence says something, and whatever you do for yourself that makes you feel confident, that's it. That's it. And if it's a wing, then it's a whippy ring. Wing, ring, wing. And if it's a mini wing, then it's a mini wing. And sometimes it's a mini wing for me, and sometimes now it's a whippy ring. Whatever. It's whatever makes you feel good. If you're wearing a wig like I do sometimes, it's wearing a wig like I do. It's not really a wig, it's a halo. Sometimes it's curly hair. Sometimes it's up in a bun. And sometimes my little bald spot shows because I had babies and it never came back. Anyway, it's whatever you want. Whatever makes you feel good. Don't let anybody tell you. Don't ever let Philip pop in and be like, that's wrong. Never, ever let a Philip be a Philip. All right? Stamp it, whip it, and then check it out and see if it's close. But you should never have a Philip in your life. The last time I was live, we had a Michael. Michael and Philip are friends. And those poor guys that live in delusion land that just think, can you imagine walking around like that thinking, these women all here for me? They're all probably single. They're all probably single. Oh, poor guys. Poor guys. So this is what I'm going to guess is sisters, okay? Mascara time. And then we get to whip up our face, and this can look like it looks, and it probably looks rough, right? But the whole face right now looks a little bit rough. Okay, we're going to zoom out a little bit because yikes. Okay. I like to zoom in. When we start getting into the face, I start zooming in a lot. So get ready, buckle up. We're going to get into my pores. I think skin looks like skin, and it should look like skin and makeup. That's it, the end. Where is it? There it is. We're going to try adding Voluminous by L'Oreal with FanFest. I love FanFest. And we'll see. It could go wrong. It could go well. I'm just going to go up and down on my tips because I want to build some length. But I don't want to mix it with my FanFest because I don't want this in my FanFest. Yes, I am going to get it in my FanFest. It's fine. Anyways, we're just going to build some of this onto the tips. I want to get it a little bit tacky, so I'm going to put it on before I build my base. I should probably see what this looks like. Okay. No more freaks. Every time somebody gets booted, Philip sounds like a real creep. Philip just doesn't know better. I call it weeds. Got to pull some weeds. Philip actually didn't get pulled because I think Philip, we need the Philips. Philip needs to get told sometimes. I like a good Philip every once in a while. Maybe Philip will learn at some point. Philip must have been young. Sometimes the meanest. I was just talking this weekend because I get to see my girls. They're in high school and I love them. And they were asking about what age group I let in. And I always put that it's for adults. It's for adults. And I said the meanest ones are the kids. Philip might be a kid. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to wiggle at the base and pull. And we're just going to build up some product here. And we're just going to make them look fuller. And I find FanFest is a great base builder. Out of all the mascaras I've tried, there's Lashtopia has been really great. And FanFest have been really good. And there's no transfer. And so when you're building a base, you're building up a lot of product. And so you can really, if you don't have the right product, it can create a lot of, I'm going to zoom in. You can really create a lot of transfer when you have a lot of buildup of product. And so when you start seeing it tack up and it wants to clump, that's when you need to stop because you don't want tarantula legs on your eyes. But you do want to give the illusion of maybe thicker eyeliner and fuller eyelashes. It's going to help reduce that smudging that looked a little bit thick. But look at how just adding and building that, swirl, don't pump, and then we can go and build our length on top of that voluminous base. And then I go down, down, and then I build back up. I don't curl my lashes. I have some real Who lashes on the end from my primer, but this is a look that my girls told me to try, and I liked it. It was fun, and I'm just gonna add just a touch to my lower lash line, just a touch. I really don't try to build volume or anything. I just add a little bit, just a little bit, but that does a pretty decent job of adding to my lashes. But I don't try to add a whole bunch because I don't want to make them clumpy. But that's a pretty dang good difference, I'd say, and I'm 44. And I have really fine lashes, but I don't want to spend the time gluing them all on. All right, so the longest part of my face is my eyes. Just so you know, we're not going to spend 40 minutes on my face. That's a lie. I could talk a lot. All right, so we're just going to build at the base and lift, build at the base and lift, build at the base and lift. And we're just, again, wiggling to get the lashes in to the bristles and building, building, building. I didn't put any of the primer on this one just to see if there's that big of a difference. I want to know, inquiring minds, since I forgot my mascara and I didn't get to take this. But FanFest is the only mascara I've ever used where I've gotten compliments on my mascara. Only one? All right. Good morning, Karen. This mascara name is FanFest and it's by Benefit. I haven't really found one over the counter that's been this good. There was one, I'm trying to remember. I might have kept the bottle just so I could remember the name. But it was supposed to be a dupe for Lashtopia, and I just felt like you didn't really save that much money because I had to rebuy the bottle a lot. But this is FanFest, and the way I found it, because everybody has a different preference on what they want, I went and I got this guy. It's what is it? Low Lash Icons. And I tried each one, and honestly, this one I kept using. I only used these once. I had a lot of fallout on Bad Gal Bang and on Lash Roll, and a little bit on their reel. I actually used to use their reel, and then it just stopped working for me, but this bad boy, I liked it so much about the big one. All right, we're gonna do our face now. Waterproof? No. When I went white water rafting, I just didn't wear mascara. I just did some eyeliner, and it was fine. I wore sunglasses, so not waterproof. I will say that when you wash your face, it washes off like it's a waterproof. I've never noticed it. I mean, I've been by the pool. Well, no, I didn't take it with me. I haven't cried with it. I'm not a big crier. I've been trying not to cry lately. I got a lot of heavy stuff going on. Everybody does. Everybody's got stuff though, guys. Come on. But, I mean, I haven't had it running down my face. But let's take a look. I mean, I don't see a huge difference with having this stuff on. So, okay, let's see. I need to add a little to my bottom lashes. Hello, Kathy. But I think this is a fun... Ooh, why do we do this with our face? I feel like it takes my big old cheeks away from my lashes. That's why. Okay. So for the eyes, what we used today was, let's see. I didn't end up using the end point, but I will end up using it for my lips. But I used the smudge brush. I really like having a smudge brush and an eyeshadow brush, and then the edge brush. I will say these are the brushes I probably use the most. But I use these today, and again, brush blitz. Buy a brush, get a brush 50% off. For today through the 8th. All right, now we're gonna do our face. Let's dig into it, and then I'll do my brows too. All right, Milk Hydro Grip. I like it, I love it. It's good stuff. If you're ever in a jam, use your primer. Use the primer. I like to spray my primer on a brush if I'm doing it, so I'll spray it onto my blend brush, and then I'll apply it all over my face. And I find that it applies better when I do that. I feel like I don't know, I just like it. Okay, so Milk Hydro Grip around the face, get your face good and red, and then let it simmer sauce down. All right, and then get it down here. Don't forget, you're bringing your makeup down. Dolly Parton taught me, Your face doesn't stop at your jawline. Gotta remember your neck. Also wash your neck. All right, so here we go. We're gonna do our correctors. The first thing I like to do is I like to dip into my balm because I want my under eyes hydrated. We did our delightful little upgrade. I still use my balm because I want it to mix with my corrector. All right, so we're gonna pop this on. We're gonna push this up and down, and then I'm back on Frenchie. Daylily's gone. We're back on Frenchie. Popping just the tiniest bit on, and then this is gonna help cancel the darkness I get under my eye. Now we have cream correctors. You can totally use that too, but I like something that does more than one thing. You gotta do that. Kitchen appliances and makeup. Okay, I just want something that can be a blush, it can be under eye fixer-upper, and it can also be your lip color. So something that does more than one thing is nice. Cream correctors are great and a really great product, especially if you have a lot of texture under your eyes. I find at my age, this works best. Okay, next I'm gonna go into my blend brush on the bigger end, and I'm gonna go into Aspen, and this is a gray color, and it's gonna fix my redness. I have a little bit of scarring here, and some days I have some rosacea. I have a healing breakout here, and then I have some redness, and then also another healing breakout here. So we're just gonna take this bigger end, we're gonna press into Aspen, and I'm just gonna take this bad boy here. And I also have some pores. I mean, I got skin. I don't use filters when I'm using makeup, and my skin is skinning. I got stuff. I've got old acne scarring. This is old cystic acne, okay? If you were a picker, if you get acne breakouts, stuff happens, okay? If you're looking at influencers and they're wearing filters, just be realistic. I've got hyperpigmentation. I got this when I was pregnant. Hyperpigmentation happens. Scars happen. Your skin is your skin. Let your skin work with you. Learn, just live with your skin. It's okay. And if you really need the scars gone, go see a dermatologist. Don't just love the skin you're in. You're gonna miss it one day. That's all I want to say. Okay. So we're going to take this redness here and we're going to take that gray color and we're just going to mute it. When I say we're going to mute it, I mean we're going to mute it. We're going to take the red, we're going to mute it. You're still going to see the problem. We're not turning our skin gray, we're just mute. You still see the show, sound is gone. You still see the show, the sound is gone. Same thing over here. You still see the show, but the sound is gone, okay? You still see the show, the sound is gone. Same right here, broken capillaries. You still see the show, the sound is gone. I don't want you thinking that this is your coverage. If your face is turning gray or your red turns purple, it's a different color. So message me for a color match, send me your makeup-free face, face a window. I don't want to see the window behind you. I'm not interested in what your window looks like. I'm interested in what this looks like. So I need to see your face. So when we see this, I just want to mute it. Okay, and that might mean a different color. That might mean mango. That might mean June. There's different colors, but everything will clip into this, and then you close it, and it's all in an easy little place. It's really nice. Okay, so taking that gray really lightly, and we're just gonna see the show, mute the sound. Mute the sound. I got a little redness up here. Mute the sound. Okay, do you get it? Am I clear? Or am I muted? Okay, suede lip liner is gone. It is no longer available. So we need to find a new one. This was for my hyperpigmentation. This was something that a lot of people struggle with, and suede made me sad that it was gone. I don't like that they did that. So instead, walnut. We're going walnut. Walnut is a contour, just like Aspen. Aspen is more concrete, and walnut used to be my highlight color until hazel, but it's dense, whereas hazel is creamy. And what I like about facial correctors for your face is density. I want to fix things, but I also want them to have staying power, and I want them to have holding power, because we're gonna be covering, but we want it to stay. And so I'm all up in your business because I don't hide nothing. All right, I don't hide that crud. All right, so we're gonna take that same blend brush and we're gonna go into walnut now. Walnut, suede. All right, so pretty similar, okay? Now, if you have olive, you could try using olive. If olive is your contour, try this as just give it a whirl. Why not? It's makeup. Try it. Okay, so I'm gonna go into walnut, just stamping it. I pinch the brush just to make it the shape of the tile. All right, all these colors are 80% pigmentation. Just depending on the brush you use is how much you'll pick up. The denser the brush, the more you pick up. The lighter the brush, the less you pick up. All right, but the contours are dense, so they can do different things. Okay, hold on, this is not the place. We don't do politics and we don't do religion here. Not because I don't, it's just the world is on fire, but not here. Okay, so we're gonna take those colors and we're gonna, instead of covering, we're gonna camouflage it. We're gonna turn this, and we're gonna go around it a bit. We're gonna grab it. This one's not been used on it a little bit. We're gonna, if you ever find your colors are hard to pick up, especially contours, just go to your stove, simmer, melt, swirl, pull, resets, put it back in. All right, you're gonna turn it a little bit, that color. I've got it growing up like ivy. Again, I'm in my 40s, people, okay? I'm not in my 20s. Like I said, love your skin, you'll miss it. Okay, you'll miss it. And so I'm just bringing it up and I'm having my skin not look like it's a different color, but I am making it look like it's a different color, but without looking weird. All right, so we're just taking some of that walnut, and again, a little hyperpigmentation growing in, like little bits of ivy, and then we're putting this in. And again, all I'm doing here is kind of matching the color tone instead of covering the tone. And then I have some my makeup that will lie on top of it, and this will hold it over top. But love the skin you're in, okay? Love the skin you're in. You will miss it one day. All right? I miss the skin in my 20s. I miss the skin in my 30s. I miss it all. I'll miss the skin in my 40s. And you know what? One day I'll miss the skin that I'll have in my 50s. Like, we'll miss it. And right now I'm too old to be young and I'm too young to be old. Fried green tomatoes of my life. Okay, I'm gonna go into my blush and bronzer blush and bronzer brush. So a little bit. And I'm gonna go into mango because that's my color, but I am gonna go into a little bit of sandy here. And I'm going to cover. Do you see these pores? Your skin makes creams look like, you don't need shimmer when you have skin texture. Creams give it that luminous look. You can stop dulling your face out and then adding stuff on to make it look like skin again, when you can make your skin look like your skin. Okay, so we're gonna take that mango color, we're gonna go over the scarring here, and you're gonna lightly tap over it. You don't need to smear a big old glob on, okay? You're just gonna go over that scarring, you're gonna bring it down and around, and you're gonna build. So you put a little bit on, and then you just bring it down, bring it down. All right, grab some of that mango, is the color I am, and we're gonna bring it up. Just the beard of the face. You don't have to worry too much about it. You can go up and over this if you want to, cover it a little bit, and then down. Your neck is always lighter than your face, but you don't need to turn your whole face one color. My forehead isn't the same color as it is down here. Some people's forehead is a completely different color as the lower part of their face, especially if they're hat wearers, or I don't know, some people's forehead is much darker. It just depends on the person, and so that's why color matches are so important. But also, these colors are foundation too. So we're going into that mango, and then I'm going to go over my scarring for that coverage, and then around in those broken capillaries, around the chin, or around the mouth, onto the chin, and around coverage. It's gone. Okay, so we're going into that mango, and I'm just going to balance this out right here, going up a little bit, and then down. And it just gives, I need to stop sitting on my foot. And there, do you see, I got a new Halloween mug. I'm ready for fall. I just got my fall sticks for my table for Thanksgiving. I've got my napkins for Thanksgiving, but I did buy a new bat mug. Is that not so cute? My husband was not happy to see that arrive. But then I also got my Bah Humbug mug too. So I'm ready for Christmas. It's almost fall, guys. It's almost fall. Okay, So we've balanced our skin. Yes, I'm zoomed in. Oh, Thanksgiving's my favorite. You already know that. All right. So let's do my bronzing with Xanadu. I like Xanadu lately more. I just got asked this last night. Do I prefer Bella or Xanadu? Which one's cooler? I really don't know if one's cooler than the other. I just know I cannot bronzer with Bella bronzer. But this is Bella bronzer with Glow Illuminator in it. But I do find that the glow maybe cools it off a little bit. But I can. Okay, so we're going to take this. I'm going to pinch it. I'm going to grab some Xanadu. You cannot melt down Xanadu. If you do, you've got to be so stinking careful because all of it will flake down to the bottom. Okay. Ooh, favorite dish? Honestly, I just like the experience of Thanksgiving more than the food. I'm adding breakfast this year. I'm making a croissant, egg, and sausage casserole. I got a bowl last year that I don't have anything to put in it, but I liked it. And I'm putting small donuts, old fashions, cinnamon and sugar and powdered in a bowl. And then I'm going to do a little parfait bar because it's all very easy and people can build it for me. Okay. I don't know what my favorite side dish is. I do full gluten-free because my sister-in-law is gluten-free, unless she isn't able to make it, and then go gluten. I don't know. I really don't know. My mother-in-law makes a really good pumpkin chiffon pie. I don't know. Honestly, I love the experience of Thanksgiving more than anything else. I love my table. I think my favorite side dish is my table. Okay, so we have Xanadu, and I'm just going to press a dot here and a dot here. Okay, grab a little more because I want it to match. And we're just going to swirl this up into that hair and my bald spots here. And then we're going to bridge it. And then we're going to bring it down to the outside of those brows and into the temple. Same over here. And I just give this a nice warm bronzer. Boom, boom, boom. Then we're going to grab some more. You don't want a lot. My bristles are not clumped together with a bunch of gunk. This is just 80% pigmentation. And that means your liquid foundations that you wear are 20% pigmentation. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. And so when you're using this, keep that in mind. Less is more. You're putting less product on your face and you're still getting more out of it. And stick foundations that people wear, I really like Hourglass. That one's a really good one, but it's still 40%, still half. So you're still putting on a little bit more. But if you're looking for other contours, Milk is a really good one, but they're also a lot more expensive. These are $16 a color, maybe $18 for Xanadu. But you can get Xanadu in this in a collection and save yourself a little bit of money. It's a really great affordable price. It really is. So if you're a teacher getting into the school season, if you got a teenager, I just had a mom get her daughter set up for her school makeup, and she just got her set up with some makeup. So if you're looking for this is babysitter affordable makeup. Working at a coffee stand, makeup. Like kids can afford this makeup. All right. Got it again, and I'm going to go on my cheekbone. I'm going to smile so I can see where my apples are. But I don't go lower than my natural shadow and up into that temple in a swoop. Grab it again, not clumping together, and swoop. Loop it, swoop it. What is that from? Tying shoes. Tying shoes, loop it, swoop it, pull. Okay. Now I'm gonna go into my nose because I really don't put warm on my nose. I'll go full Oompa Loompa. So it's peanut butter and jelly. We know how I am. Cool and warm peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly time. Okay, we're gonna take the edge of the detail brush. So these two, buy one, get one 50% off until the 8th. So you're gonna go in on the edge of this brush. I'm going into cedar, and we're gonna go into the top side of the nose here. We're just adding a shadow. It's summer still, so stay away from the nose pad where your glasses are, okay? And you're just gonna go down the side of your nose on either side. Okay, this is just gonna slim it down if you want, and then bridge it down. But again, staying away from your nose pads, and then I like to square it off. All right, so just bridge it down, and then I tap it across because I have a bumpy nose. Okay. We made some Kahlua yams. I have a really good recipe. It's a lot of sugar. And then I always make I have this mini dish and I just put marshmallows in it because my kids always just take the top off of my sweet potatoes because they're gluten-free. So I just heat up some marshmallows for kids. It's like the best. Best idea you could do because you know they're just going to take the tops. That's just how it is. Don't ruin it for everybody. Just make your kids some toasted marshmallows and then they're happy. All right. So we do this, and then we're going to take this small end. We're going to go into a brightening highlight. I use Sunlit. We're going to go right down the middle of the nose here. Beep. We're going to make a straight line, and we're just going to use our finger. We're going to straighten things out. Things are going to work out. It all works out in the end. Trust the process. Because my eyes are starting to look a little less jacked up, right? Okay, so we've got this done. All right. Things are coming together. I'm going to take what's left on this end. We're just going to pop this on. Down here, give a little shadowing with that bronzer and bring it down. Okay, now I'm gonna go into that Frenchie and I'm gonna pop that right up here. This is gonna help give some coverage for my scarring because I like pink on my cheeks in the summer. And my favorite summer blush is coming in hot, but I'm gonna first add a little bit of brightening on my forehead. So we're gonna go into Sunlit and then I'm gonna tap into Sandy once. And I'm gonna go right here and we're just going to add some brightening going over the brows, and this is going to help give coverage, balance, and dimension to the forehead, and it's not going to look weird, promise. But it just gives everything the balance because there's natural reflecting light. You don't need to put that main foundational color on your forehead. Look at how pretty that looks. Take that fluffy in and give it a little swirl across. It's like Bob Ross, right? We're making our clouds fluffy, fluffy clouds, fluffy clouds. Look at those happy clouds. Look at that, a couple happy clouds, a little happy sunshine right there. Look at that. That's a good looking I'm really good at forehead, so I don't mean to brag, but I'm really good at doing my forehead. And I'm gonna take a little bit of that Sunlit and I'm gonna hit my Cupid's bow right here. Got a little happy tree right there, fluff, fluff, fluff. Oh, got right here, little mountain peak right here. Look at that. Bump, 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 bump. Look at that delightful little mountain on my chin. Okay, I do my under eyes last. It's just how it is. Okay, I'm gonna use Haze and Xanadu. So we're gonna put Xanadu on one finger and Haze on another. So I'm gonna go Xanadu, Haze. And then I think I wanna take a little bit of Dahlia and we'll put some Dahlia on there. Why not? And then we're gonna go boom, boom, boom. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Okay, so some Xanadu, some Haze, a little bit of Dahlia, okay? So Xanadu, some Haze, and a little bit of, right, and then boop, boop, boop. Look at us being so crazy today. Okay, blush and bronzer brush. We're just gonna tap this out, pushing up to that temple. I always smile when I do this, and then I had that Frenchie on because it helps with my scarring. And then I just bring this down. I don't go all the way to my apples because as you age, those apples be gone, okay? And we're just tapping this out and I just barely touch my apples. And then we take that fluffy and everything marries together. We get that under eye area and then I'm just gonna go tap, tap, tap. And we bring this up a little, boom, boom, boom. And this is a summer blush. We're looking flushed, we're looking nice. I'm gonna take that detail brush. We're gonna go right here for a little soul patch. This is gonna make my lips look a little fuller and more defined. So I'm just going over here, kind of like a little Gomez Adams. And look at that little shadow that gives my lip a little curl. And right here. It's just a pretty area for fill up. Okay, it's for fill up. For fill up. All right, let's go. We're gonna take the blend brush on the small end. We're gonna do our under eyes, okay? So we're gonna tap into Sunlit. Okay, nothing's clumping together. And you see this little shine right here? We're gonna tap just above it. Am I on the wrong side of my brush here? Yeah. And we're gonna go up that orbital bone. We're gonna clean this up. Tapping into Sunlit. And I'm gonna go right up into that corner here, canceling out. And I tap because I have that corrector on. And then right here, onto that soft tissue last. Okay? And this cleans up that contour right there. Flip it to this fluffian, and we just tap all this together. Boom. Look at how pretty that is. Ugh. Tap, same thing, that shine right there, boom. This is the magic. It's makeup, not magic, but dang. Okay, but dang. Okay, boom. For Philip. For Philip. Okay, so up into the corner. Philip and Michael, they got a club. We need to come up with like a club name for them. Okay, so we got up, we go down, we go up, we go down. All right. So I know we had a fill up earlier. Don't worry, it's not you, Hockey. Okay, so we're going up, we're going down. Philip wasn't nice. So going around, and look, it just lightens things up, brightens things up, cancels out those mom bags. You can't even tell that I haven't slept in a week because, man, rental beds suck. I'm almost ready to start traveling with a mattress pad. Okay, so we're gonna seal this and then we're gonna finish this, all right? Go get this on Amazon. Blue marble, you know it's the right one. This has got a blue marble in it, all right? I wanna get a mug. I wanna get a mug for these men. Oh, what do we need to do for these guys, these poor fellas? It's gotta be something like produce section men. Like, you know they gotta be in the produce section. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna take the shape brush. I recommend the silver. It's still available in the US. We're gonna tap into the blotting powder. I like the blotting powder because I'm oily and I still want that dewy finish because here's the difference. We've got vanilla dust and then we got blotting powder. You see that difference? So you take that blotting powder, we're gonna go into that low, wherever your low texture is, you start up and then you're gonna go into your higher texture area and you're able to set it, but you still get that dewy finish, okay? Set it, low texture area, bring it around. I get really greasy in this forehead to cheek area, okay? If you talk on your phone, go set that area because your phone's gonna pick it up, okay? Boom, 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 smile lines, chin smile lines. All right, let's add a bit of a brow because they matter. All right, I go in with eyeshadows on my angle brush. Again, buy one, get one 50% off. Let's comb them. Do I need to draw brows on? Probably not. Do I like to? Absolutely. And guess who my brows are for? Not Philip. All right, so we're gonna tap a little on. I use Trust, it's a darker color. And then there's also Oak. You could get it wet and it kind of looks like Trust. So I like Oak as an eyeshadow, so I do recommend it for a lot of people. Okay. So we're gonna just start at this bottom corner and we're gonna draw a hard line from the bottom corner and we're gonna go up and over. I need to tweeze. I didn't have the best lighting there, so I couldn't tell how bad I needed to tweeze. It's really not that bad though. But I did make sure that this was tweezed. Okay, so we're just gonna go out and past that end. I like it to extend. Then we're gonna go up here, we're gonna go up and over. And then in the front corner here, I just like to get a good base of brow. Okay? Good base. I like a structured brow. My brow tells me I'm coming in the room. Like, I feel like they're wife brows. This is like a girlfriend brow. Nothing wrong with a girlfriend, but seriously. My dog's back. All right, so we're gonna pop this open. Our dog's back. Don't open my door. Tell her thank you. Hugo's back. Hugo got to go to camp. All right, so we're gonna do the other, but look at this brow, okay? Tell me, like, this brow comes in a room and it's like, uh-oh, uh-oh. When I say it's time to go, honey, you've had enough, it's time to go. No, he can't go to the bar with you guys. He's gotta go home. This one is like, yeah, fine, whatever. He can go, I'll take the kids home. Gotta go, it's time to go. See? This one tells the bear where to go to the bathroom, all right? Okay, so we're gonna go do the other brow. Okay, so flick, and we're gonna draw that hard line on. Our camp here for dogs is so neat. They drive a bus. It's a white bus. It's a short bus. And every dog sits on the seats of the bus. And I think it's so neat the way you drive in town and you'll look up at this bus and dogs are in the windows going to camp. And they pick them up at home and then they drop them off at home after camp. And they send you pictures of them like in the river with their pack. It's very pack style. It's not, they don't crate them at night. They don't do that. So they ride this bus on this farm on a river and they get to like pack style. And they have friends. Like his buddy is Butterball, a yellow lab. It's so funny. Anyways, so we're going to draw this hard line and we're just going to draw it out. I was trying to get this done before he got back. But anyways, he's going to go bonkers. He's got to go to the groomer, but he's got to go to camp one more time this month. All right, so there will be another Monday missed. I think I got one more Monday left in me, and then I have to miss another one. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we are going to go up and out. I have brow videos. I think I have it in shorts. Shorts videos, not me wearing shorts, Lord help us. Although now my legs are tan, so I think I could, I don't know. But anyways, we're gonna comb these up and over, and now we're gonna add a fun lip. Get me some fig. I missed fig with this color. Okay, fig is fun. Fig is fun, and I'm gonna use Frenchie because it's just fun. All right, fig is Renaissance, but better. Right. Here, woo! It's sliding. I'm shaky. I've had too much coffee and not enough breakfast. Fig. You see, it's a semi-gloss. Whereas Renaissance, which is in my palette, and I took it with me, and all I did was add balm to it, and it did just that. All right? So, Fig and Renaissance. Look at that. It's just Renaissance is real dense. And I'm going to get the end point brush, not on the black side, on the liner side. And we're going to whirl, whirl, whirl. And then we're just going to line. Not outside of the lips. Stop doing that. Stop. It looks funny. Oh my gosh. Can you hear him? Okay. So up and out. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'll post it on my feed while we were gone. I've been geeking out on my yard, okay? I got my little garden table. I've got, I planted some hydrangeas, some daisies, hostas, daylilies. Elk. A herd of elk came into my yard and ate all my hostas, my daisies, peed on some of my ground cover. Oh, Mama's mad. And then guess what we saw under our apple tree? I will post a picture of this bad boy because you would not believe me because it seems like a lie. A big, good God, black bear. Before my husband met us on the trip, he was on the deck, snapping pictures of the fella. They were just looking at it. This guy legit sat like a princess under our apple tree, eating apples like a stinking princess. Like a princess under the apple tree. Excuse me. He big. He big. I want him dead. The last time we had one in our yard, we shot it. It's hanging in our house. I want another one. Shoot it, kill it, go. I want it dead. Get me some more bear jerky. It'll be great for Thanksgiving. We can have a charcuterie. Anyways, gonna take some Frenchie now. Remember, I put this under my eyes. I prepped it under my scarring. Okay, right here. With fig. Look at that. This could be your Thanksgiving look. This is a very retro look. I got my mom uniform on, but look at how pretty this is. This is a very retro look. I think this is pretty good. Yes? But this is my makeup. Another makeup live. I had another sip of coffee. I think we had fun, chatted a bit. Taught Philip a thing or two about a thing or two. So yeah, I'm gonna work on some videos to see if I can figure it out. I hope I get a message from that gal who had the same thing happening. Anyways, if I need to stop doing shorts, I'll stop doing shorts. Those are hard anyway. It takes me so long to edit. Anyway, that's my makeup. I use Saint makeup, they're creams. I do occasionally use a liquid foundation. I like Beauty Society the most. And so yeah, maybe next week I will do Beauty Society foundation because it looks just as good, feels just as good. It's just less pigmentation, but I pair it with using the contours and the blushes because price and cream. Cream is just where it's at, but I also like a good price. I don't think you should be spending $40 on a blush. Lord, no. But that's my makeup. If you want to try any of this makeup, if you want to participate, if you have your favorite makeup, you're just looking for another good brush, buy one, get one 50% off with Saint. There's a link in my description. Go and get it. Get yourself some brushes. If you're using liquid foundation, you're looking for your next brush. This is called the powder brush. Why? I don't know why they call it that. This is a great liquid foundation brush, and this is great for just tidying up, concealers, but this is a great liquid foundation brush. Buy one, get one 50% off. You can get this for blushes. I'm telling you, go get the shape brush. This is a really good brush for setting your makeup, putting on blushes. So buy these too if you are a liquid foundation girl and you're looking for some brushes for that. These are two really good traditional makeup brushes. If you're looking for some eyeshadow brushes, eyeshadow brush, smudge brush, etch brush. The endpoint brush is such a good eyeliner brush. It's a great lip liner. There's a lot of really great brushes out there. If you're looking for a setting powder that's really good, I know everybody loves the Laura Mercier, but if you're looking for something a little more budget friendly that gives you a dewy finish, the Blotting Dust. Great for traditional makeup. You can still set your traditional makeup and it gives you that dewy finish. Really great setting powder. So there's just good stuff out there. So take part in it, hit subscribe, send me a color match. I'm gonna try to send out some videos. I just gotta figure this out. I hate spending so much time on a video and then finding out they blew it out. Really trips my trigger and burns my biscuit and I'm mad at them. So I'm gonna go send some hate mail to YouTube. YouTube, fix my email or my videos. Okay, that's it. I will see you guys this week. I will see you guys next Monday, 8 a.m. It's probably going to move to 8:30 once school starts in September. Have a great day. Except Philip. Philip, work on things. Have a good day.